Good evening, everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your weekend. It is a Friday night. I know this is kind of an unusual time for me to be on live, but since, well, I'll explain to you what happened on Wednesday because I was planning on doing a live session this Wednesday or this past Wednesday, but, um, well, let's just say my health decided to go otherwise. So, um, yeah, let's leave it at that. But let's do our usual shout outs. Let's see who is here. Hello, hello, everyone. I was actually kind of worried that nobody was going to show up, but you guys showed up. So, hello, Miss Kim. We got Mary G here. Hi, Mary. Linda Faust is here. Hello, hello. Hi, Pearl. Uh, Hello, Miss Guess Who Nancy. And we got Linda Fugate here. Hello, hello. Hi, Donna. Hey, hey, hey. Let's see who else is here. Oh, okay. So I know this was kind of an unannounced live, so there might be other people trickling in. Hi, Gloria. Let's see. Donna Hoffler is here. Hello, hello. Well. It's Miss Tijuana. Hello, T. Glad you joined me here. Take care of yourself. We will show up. Okay, thank you, Donna. Hi, cutie. Aloha, aloha. Okay, so what happened? Well, first of all, some housekeeping items. Sorry, I'm a little disoriented right now. So, tomorrow is our monthly Zoom. It is the first Saturday. Kind of crept up on me, but I did send reminders out to everyone that is on the Zoom email list. So check your email. It has all the meeting information on there. And it starts tomorrow. Whoops. I know I saw the camera flicker. Okay. Anyway, it starts tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know that some people come in early. And if you are by chance in the chat room or on the Zoom meeting early, you might just be getting a blank screen saying that you have to wait for the host to come on. Just know that we will be on starting Pacific, 12 p.m. Pacific time. So I know some people go on at like 9 a.m., which is, I think maybe they're on the East Coast that they don't realize I'm 3 hours behind. So again, if you guys want to join in, just send me an email at treasureheartcreations@gmail.com. I will put the email, let's see, where is it? My button. There it is. treasureheartcreations@gmail.com. I'll send you the information, but please try and get it to me before 10 or sometime tonight, and I can send it out to you tomorrow before the meeting. All right. Now, what happened to me on Wednesday? So, as most of you already know, or some of you already know, that I am a type 2 diabetic. And I was noticing that my blood sugar levels were so high. I mean, they were almost approaching 300 milligrams per deciliter, which is ridiculously high. And so I went to the doctor, let the doctor know what was going on. They upped my medication, but when they did that, they didn't gradually or they didn't tell me to gradually increase it. They just said, okay, we're upping your medication. So I just started taking my medication, um, not knowing the effects that it was going to have on me. So it went from 300 deciliters or 300 points down to almost 50 points in about an hour. That's how strong the medication was. And when you have a blood sugar level that is that low, oh, you notice the difference. I started to get nauseous. I started to have a lot of diarrhea. And so that was Monday night. Tuesday morning, I was not feeling any better. And so I stayed home from work and just slept all day. Wednesday was kind of a sluggish day. So I just decided to stay home, sleep again. Thursday, felt better. So I went back to work. And then, of course, today. The problem, though, was my biological clock was so off that even today, I thought today was Thursday. And then when I got to work, people were telling me, Happy Friday. I'm like, what? Today's Thursday. They're like, no, today's Friday. So on Wednesday, I thought it was actually Monday. Go figure that. So I was okay. I mean, I was going to try and come on live or I was scheduling to do a live on Wednesday. But then again, I thought Wednesday was Monday. Blame it on the medication. So yeah. But yeah, so I was kind of just disoriented with all my days because of the fact that I went to work on Monday, but then stayed home Tuesday, Wednesday. And then by the time, Thursday I thought was Wednesday. And then today I thought was Thursday. Well, yeah, sounds confusing. I was totally lost. So, but I'm okay now. Okay, so rest assured, I'm okay. Blood sugar is still a bit high, but it's kind of balancing itself, or it's kind of calming down. So the medication is working. The body just needed a little time to get used to it, is what it was. And so when I called my doctor yesterday, he said, "Oh, I forgot to tell you." I'm like, "Hello, do you want me to sue you for that?" He's like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you." Well, thanks for letting me know. So, but yes, I am fine. Feeling better. We're feeling somewhat normal again. So, yeah, that's what happened to me. Um, oh, okay. Now I know I'm not. I did see the camera flicker. Okay. Hello, Yvonne from Tennessee. Hello, hello. Butterflies looking awesome. Well, thank you, Nancy. And Deb Cornell, what'd you miss? Well, I just started, so I think you might have heard all the news. Hi, Suzanne. Are you really live right now? Yes. No, actually, Katie, this is AI. Just kidding. What on earth did they put you on? Late husband was diabetic, and I remember what those meds did to him. He couldn't do insulin. I'm trying to stay away from insulin. They got me on 1,600 milligrams of metformin right now, and they may adjust the medication. I just don't know, but they kind of said, well, your body's probably in shock. Again, he didn't tell me take it gradual. So I was just taking it straight. And yeah, but it seems that now my body's adjusting it and my energy levels are okay now, or kind of getting back to where it was. So yeah, I can suffer from low blood sugar, so I know the feeling. Well, thank you, Donna. Actually, it was really scary for me Tuesday morning, which is why I decided to stay home, because there was one day where I actually was not feeling well and I was driving. and I nearly just passed out while driving. Fortunately, when I was driving and I passed out, I pulled the wheel to the right and the car went onto the shoulder. Plus, it was 5 a.m. in the morning, so nobody was really out on the road, but that could have been disastrous. Yeah, so that's why I knew this past Tuesday the same feeling was coming on, and I said, I better not go to work. So I decided to just stay home and sleep. So, yeah. Are you type 1 or type 2? I am type 2. Deanna's asking what is the difference on type 1 and type 2? It's a matter of how your body controls insulin. So type 1, I believe, is you can't, or your body kind of burns up sugar too fast. And type 2, your body cannot burn up the sugar too fast, and it's all because of the insulin release. Don't quote me on that because I'm not a medical doctor, but that's kind of the gist of it. Katie, smarty pants. Yes, I am. All right, so let's get started with tonight's project. Whoops. Gloria says, I'm a type 2 diabetic too. When my blood sugars go down, I get really sick and sleepy. Yep, that's me. That's what happened to me. So, as you can see behind me, yes, I am making progress on the butterfly quilt, but I'm also noticing that well, in the rush of things, I didn't quite make enough blocks. Now the camera is really off. Sorry about that. Case in point, this flying geese unit here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need actually a 5th one. Because when I laid it out, it was why I kept asking myself, it's supposed to, can you actually see that? So this flying geese unit here, it's supposed to actually extend or fit right there, but then I was noticing, why am I short here? And I realized I'm short 1 flying geese unit. So I'll make that, and then I can put these 2 sections together. And now I realize why I didn't do this one. Okay. I'll have to cut it. I believe this is 2.5 inches. So, what is everybody up to this weekend? Well, thank you, Katie. She's saying the butterfly is gorgeous. Well, thank you. I always keep something sweet in my purse in case my sugar drops like that. Be careful with that. Driving is not good. Yeah, I learned a lesson the first time. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I first was diagnosed as a diabetic and my blood sugar just dropped really drastically because, again, I was just getting used to the medication. I didn't realize what kind of an effect it was going to have on me. So I took the medication, and then I was, where was I going that morning? Oh, I think I was heading into work. And I kind of felt a little nauseous, but I was like just trying to push through it. I was going to just push through the day. That was a bad idea. Fortunately, again, it was early in the morning. And so I was behind the wheel, and, well, somebody was looking out for me because it could have been much, much worse. But since then, I've always learned to listen to, pay attention to that, because if I do feel like I am way too low, then yeah, it's just not safe for me to be operating any kind of machinery. Sewing machine excluded. Because I don't care if I'm nauseous or dizzy. I will try and sew something if I'm really desperate. So how come you don't have your monetization on? I want to give you a super chat. I'm trying to avoid the commercials coming up. They don't. YouTube keeps saying that you can, or you can kind of control that. I've never been able to do that, so I just say turn it off. And there's been some subscribers that have been saying, hey, they're putting commercials right during your live, which was kind of irritating. And honestly, even with the monetization turned on, I mean, it's like they take 60% of it or something. So it's like it's not even worth it. And it's a good thing I had some extra fabric. Okay, I'm gonna turn this on, trim that. One, 2.5. And these are just scraps, so I'm not really going to care if I have a little waste or not. No, that's a little too thin. I'll cut this side. I like these Soya rulers, but the one thing I don't like about it is the numbers kind of go backwards. Like here they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but on this side it's kind of, well, it's not really meant to square out, so I guess that's the reason why. But I'm kind of used to having the numbers go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like on a square ruler. Okay. Buzz. Whoa, okay. Hello, Miss Remo J. Okay, I read that. When your sugar is high, have you ever tried eating more proteins? I actually do. Like when my blood sugar is really high, there's no problem of me eating a whole chicken or two. Like I go to Costco and buy one of those rotisserie chickens and I will have no problem finishing it by myself. Not that there's a whole lot of meat on there though. Sorry, I'm just kind of checking. Am I supposed to... Is it the gray? Hang on. Is it the yellow? Oh, I'm supposed to do the gray. The gray is the body and the yellow is the wing. You know what? I'm gonna make my new neat because I don't think I have any more of this gray fabric, so I'm just gonna make my own thing. Would help for me to turn this sewing machine on. Okay. Let's see. Vaughn says I am type 2 and on 1,000 milligrams of metformin per day and 75.75 Trulicity once a week. And Deb says, my deceased husband was a silly head. Me being a nurse, he would not listen to me. The night before his blood tests, decided even though the Easter eggs were on the dining table for months. Oh, gosh. Got one there. And I will make another one here. And I will keep these triangles. Dutch. Oh, didn't line that one up. Didn't line that one up quite good, but that's okay. That'll just get caught in the seam allowance anyway. Made myself a Halloween table runner different than the first one that went to the daughter. Found scrapped batting and batting pieces for it. And another table topper. Oh. Okay. Can I live with that? Yeah. Didn't quite get sewn on correct or placed on correctly, but I'm trying to hurry this block because I really don't like making flying geese in this way. But use what you got, so this is how I have to do it. Or this is how I'm going to do it for now. Okie dokie. So... Well. Hello, Miss Sheila Willis. How you doing, girl? Hope to see you in Houston next week, or this coming week. Girl, you gonna be in Houston? Oh, okay. I'll be there Saturday. I actually fly out Friday night, and then planning to be at the show all day Saturday, and then I don't leave, or my flight out from Houston is not until 10 p.m. Sunday. So, I don't know. I might go Sunday back to the show. Well, actually, I bought a ticket for it, so I guess I better go. But, yeah, kind of looking forward to it. I just paid to subscribe, okay? So he was diagnosed as diabetic. They put him on metformin. He got really sick, so he wasn't a diabetic after all. Oh, okay. Did he lose a lot of weight? You know, it's really funny that you hear about all of these people who take all these diabetic medications, and they're not really diabetics, but they want to lose weight. And for some reason, the medications make you lose weight. Like Ozempic, Trulicity is another one. Yeah. And even, I don't know how it is in other parts of the country, but even here, I see advertisements out on the streets, posters that people put up on that they will pay cash for your leftover diabetic medications. Go figure that. What has our country turned into? So I'm actually supposed to end with the yellow, but I'm just going to do it this way. Where was the other one? Oh, thank you, Gloria. She's saying the butterfly is gorgeous. I am my sister's driver for her out of town trips because of her sugar fluctuations. October 15th to 19th is the next trip. Okay. Do I have a die cutting machine? I have the AccuQuilt. I have the regular Go, as well as I ended up buying the Go Big when it was on sale. So I have both of those. I do use it, not on camera, because it's not easy to film myself with the AccuQuilt. But I do use it to like cut down strips or fabric pieces, and then I do have a few of those what do you call it, block on board dies, where you cut the whole, that one die cuts the whole block. So I got to get back to that though. Donna Hoskins says she's making pumpkins out of old sweaters. Ooh, for a nursing home. Hello, Maria. Okay, what? So somebody put in, well, thank you, Kim. She typed in exclamation hot topic. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it's just a little thing that, or a little question that I will put on just to kind of get a discussion going, I guess. So what is the hot topic? What is something that kids these days cannot relate to? So let me tell you the backstory, because this will be kind of a joke, but it'll be kind of a dirty joke. So if you got kiddos that are kind of eavesdropping in, or if you got the grandkids around in the room, you might want to turn the volume down or put on some headphones. And, well, it's not entirely dirty. It does involve a bad word, kind of, sort of. So every Friday, there's a radio station that I listen to that they're actually in Hawaii, but you can kind of listen to them over some of the like an app called iHeartRadio, and they have a competition where every Friday they kind of have listeners call into the radio station to tell. They call it Stupid Joke Friday, and what they do is they kind of give you like a small prize, maybe a gift certificate to go to some restaurant or someplace. And so people call in every Friday to tell their best jokes. So today's winner was kind of a bad joke, but the funny part was this is totally true. And if you have grandkids, you kind of know what I mean, or you can, I think you can kind of relate to this story. Um, yeah. So, story goes that the father is the person who actually called in. The father was actually telling this a story of a time, or I guess a couple of days ago. He has a child um, who is in the fourth grade. And his son, the child, is kind of a smarty pants. So they were arguing over something. And then the dad just kind of tells his son, well, that's right, he was helping him with his math homework. And then the son was kind of calling the dad names. He's like, you're so stupid, you don't know what this is. You can't help me, kind of thing. So the dad kind of was like frustrated. And so he said to the son, well, if you're so smart, can you write something in cursive? And that's what the dad told the son. Now, mind you, they don't teach cursive anymore in the school. So the dad was kind of like, yeah, I'm going to show you. So the son goes, yeah, I know how to write cursive. And so the dad takes out a sheet of paper and tells the son, okay, then write something in cursive. So the son starts writing, but he's writing in block letters. And then he starts saying the letters out loud as to what he is writing. So he goes, okay, I'm going to show you, Dad. Watch. I know cursive. So he starts. He goes, F. Then he goes, U. Then he goes, C. The dad catches on to what he's actually spelling. So he goes, whoa, 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 son. Whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. First of all, who the heck taught you that word? Second of all, what the heck do you think cursive is? So the son responds, well, cursive is when you write a bad word on a paper. Now, of course, when I'm listening to that on the radio, I'm like, oh my gosh, can they really get away with telling that joke on the radio? But then I just started laughing. And you think about it, yeah, they don't know what cursive handwriting is, but cursive, kind of makes sense. So was kind of funny to me. Kids today can't relate being respectful to anyone. In most cases, they can't read cursive. Ah! Yes, Kim. Riding or driving with the stick shift. I could never drive with the stick shift. It's a hot mess. A hot mess, okay. Hey, Mozilla. Oh, thank you, Claudia. She's reminding everybody to give a thumbs up. Hey, Janice. Just checking in to say hello. Hello, hello. Art in the Park is going on this weekend in Boulder City. We are planning to go. That's Linda. Okay. Claudia says, I was diagnosed as type 2 when I weighed 345 pounds. I lost 145 pounds. Wow. And now the doctor says, I am type 2 controlled by diet. My A1C has never been more than 5.4. Wow, good for you, Claudia. Kids nowadays can't relate to wall-style rotary phones and playing outside all day. Yes, yes, Gloria. Remember dialing 0? Okay, what do I need to do now? Let's see. My granddaughter is 8 in 3rd grade and writes in cursive. Taught it in 2nd grade. Okay. Wrote a recipe in cursive. 12-year-old daughter couldn't read it. Granddaughter is 9 and calls my writing fancy writing as she was only taught print. Okay. This is the 21st century. Transmissions shift themselves. Why should I do it? Yeah, that's true. My 9-year-old daughter. Oh, my 9-year-old learned cursive in 2nd grade too. I guess some people do, or some schools still do teach cursive writing. Well, that's good. Life before cell phones. Yes. Okay. So I need... okay, 2.5, 4. Okay, so I can start putting the section together. Before you dialed 0, you actually got a person. Remember pagers? Did anybody have a pager? I'm like, what's that? That was how you got a hold of somebody before people started carrying cell phones. Let's see. Ba-ba-da-ba. Okay, whoops, sorry. Wow. Sorry about that. Okay, cutting up my background, which I actually ran out of background fabric. So I had to go and buy some more. There we go. Oh, let's see. There's that. And then I need a... One thing I don't like about this particular pattern is it doesn't give you cutting instructions all up front. Or, yeah. I mean, I kind of like it that way, and I kind of don't like it that way, but yeah. Let's see. Six and a half. Okay, then I need a 6.5, so the entire ruler. Yay! Remember when teacher said, learn your math. You aren't going to be carrying a calculator everywhere you go. Oh gosh, ain't that the truth? Now what happened? We all have a calculator in our hands. Yeah. I will be honest. I'm not one that can calculate in my head very quickly. And I mean, I can do simple addition, subtraction. Yeah, that's easy. But when it comes to like multiplying numbers, if it's really large numbers, like me trying to calculate a percentage, yeah, that's not something I can do very quickly. Just to be honest. 6.5. Actually, I only need 1. Right? No, 2. Okay. Oh. Oh, I forgot the next time. Mm-mm. My 71-year-old husband still uses a flip phone. Really? I love flip phones. I wish they would actually bring them back. Huh. I've had that background fabric for before, but it's all gone. Wish I had more. Yvonne? Walmart. That's where I got it from. I missed the phone booth. Remo? Well, I would have a problem with the phone booth because I can't fit in it anymore. Remember phone books? Yeah, most of us quilters are probably tearing it apart to use as paper foundation. You work with math all day. Yes, I know, Suzanne. But it's simple math. It's just add and subtract. There's nothing complicating about it. There's not any division. Well, for the most part, there isn't. But even surprisingly, or maybe I shouldn't really say surprisingly, but even well, I guess most modern accounting is pretty much automated and it's handled by a lot of software. So you don't have to know, well, you still should know the calculation, but a lot of the people that are taking collegiate courses in accounting today, we can tell that somehow they cheated their way through because, yeah, they don't really know how to calculate stuff. They just use, or they kind of just say, oh, the software will do it. And they don't realize that the software is doing it wrong. And so I was just reading an article today that one of the big accounting organizations that actually governs like the certification on accountants, they were kind of making a note that a lot of the college graduates these days, they're not, they're failing the exams because, well, students are cheating their way through their college degrees, and they don't know how to actually do the calculation. When you sit for your CPA exam, it is computerized, but you're kind of like you have to know what you need to calculate. Well, how would I know? I didn't actually sit for the exam, but that's what some of my classmates were that did go for the exam. They were saying, yeah, it ain't as easy if you don't have the ability to use a calculator. So growing up, white pages and yellow pages were separate, with both 4 inches thick, made great booster seats for the little ones. Yes. Oh my gosh. I inadvertently said, "Do we have a white pages phone book?" one day, and they all looked at me like, "What?" Only one person knew what I was talking about. And she was older than me. I need a 4.5, 2.5, 2. Okay, so I got these two. Need 2 of those, 2 of these, and then 4.5. So is this my? I believe this is my 4.5. Yep. Okay. I'll cut this off. Oh, that was a bit aggressive. Suzanne Taylor says, I get really frustrated when the cashier can't count my change back. I have to tell her what to do, what to give me for change. Oh, Suzanne, I think we all know that struggle. Remember my son bought me a car. I don't have to use a phone book anymore. My seat raises to a perfect height. Whoa, that's nice, Donna. Never thought I would use fractions when in school. Yet 50 years later, and quilting. That is true. That is so true. Okay. I think I'm ready to start putting together now. So I got 2 of this, 2 of this, no, 2 of this, 1, 2, and I'm bound to have to need 2 more, so I'll throw that in my whole scrap pile. 2 of that, and 2 of these, yep. Okay, let's start putting together the section. So let's see, how does this section go? I'll do the left side first. So I will take down these 3. 1, 2, 3. And we sew these together. Okay. So I had it. I can't tell you how many times I've taken down a unit off the design board and I totally sewed it together wrong. Gotta pay attention to that. Got a thread caught on there. Ba-ba-da-ba. And let me grab some. So these are 1.5-inch squares. I know they're tiny. So I'm just making 4 patches out of them for a rainy day. Rainy day project, and I cut that square a little too small. Okay. Now, let me just grab all of these and then just grab some of these blocks or these pieces here. I can keep a small stash there. Not that one. Just doing a little bit of a leader and ender project here. And then I'm just going to finger press this seam open. And no, it goes like that, yeah. Okay, what am I doing next? Next, I can do these two. So it goes like that. Then I will finger press this open. Actually, I could iron this one, yeah, because that's all for this top row for now. Shoot, shoot. And then the next one is this with a 2.5. Yep. You know what? I'll use this one since it has caught a little bit of the selvage there, but it's going to just get lost in the seam allowance, so I'm not going to care about it so much. So this one, Cashier argued with me when I told her she was giving me Susan B. Anthony coins for quarters. Wow. Sounds like the person who gave them as quarters was out of the know too. It was a very easy mistake to make if you aren't familiar with them and not paying attention. Yeah, true. Well, sad to say I've also made that mistake. So this one was, so it's like that, and then this, wait, something's not right. This, oh, I know, I need this piece, that's why. Ba-da-ba-ba. Okay, so that's why. So like that. And then I can take this. To put it, well, I'll sew these two together first. Then I can take this make my little 4-patch. Just so that I have a leader and ender project, and I can get this there. And now I can take this off. Finger press the same here. Actually, where is Woody? Well, let's get Woody out. And rub, rub, rub. There. Now I can sew these two together. It's doable. The center's a little off on this one, but it's doable. I'll take care of that later. And I'll do a purple one this time. Just to get this unit off the machine. Okay. I just heard the US Mint is making a dollar coin with the current head of the country's likeness on it for the 250th anniversary. Okay, let's finger press that for a little bit. Thank you, Kim. She's reminding everybody to thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. Sorry, I kind of feel a little splinter in my thumb. Now it goes like this. Yep. Then I will press all of these down. Okay, let's throw these. Okay, what's the next section? Next section is this. So I will sew that onto there. Wait. Yeah, like that. There we go. There's that. Buddy. Let's split this open here. There we go. Okay. Has anyone seen... they already posted the winners for the Houston Quote Show. So has anyone seen the Best in Show? Yeah, I'm kind of actually looking forward to seeing that in person myself. Okay, so we got that. Okay, we're sorry. One small section done. And now this, I need that, so I will sew this together just so I can get that piece off, and then I can get this whole side done, or at least part of it. So there's this one, and I believe it's the 4.5, yep. So if you're interested in this, if you go to the website quilts.com, and there's a link or there's a button on there that says the Houston Quilt Festival. Don't click on the quilt market because that's something totally different. But if you click on the link for the Houston Quilt Festival, it'll actually show you the winners. Okay. And if you're a fan of Ricky Timms, he actually has a YouTube channel where he actually posted a video about it. And I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but he is personally connected to this Best in Show. Let's just say that. When you sew, my screen looks like a tidal wave. Oh, sorry. Is it vibrating? I'm sorry. I guess, well, I'm started to kind of put the pedal to the metal on this machine now that I have a different thread that allows me to do that. So let me just have a look here well, that one wasn't that bad, but let me just watch the video for a second because, oh yeah, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna have to move the camera. And reposition it somewhere because it's attached to the table is what it is. So the vibrations, I think, since I started using this different thread or a stronger thread, I've been kind of sewing a little faster than I normally do. Oh yes, now that you mention the name, I think I did see it. Ah, see? So I won't spoil it for everybody else. But I'm kind of looking forward to actually seeing that quilt in person. It was interesting when they explained the concept of the quilt. Whoops. Hit the wrong button there. So this goes like that, I believe. Yeah, so goes like that. You know, some of these blocks are totally wonky, but the points are fabulous. Okay, there's that. Then I can sew the big piece on, I think. Woody. Okay. Well, thank you, Sin. She says it looks great. No, now that you mention it, I did see the winning quote. Pretty impressive, right, Mozilla? Yeah, so I think that's one of the quotes I'm really looking forward to, just kind of seeing in person. And, well, I just hope I can get a good, well, I tower over everybody, so even if it is crowded, I can just kind of look over everyone. Someone asked me earlier, or on a, I get what, where did they at? No, it was on an email. They asked if I was going to be doing a live session from Houston. If I can get a good signal, I'll try and do it. But if not, I'll definitely be posting pictures of my favorite quilts. What was that? Okay, sorry, vibration, I know. Okay. Did anybody donate poppy blocks for hugs for Texas Quote Drive? My fabric friend's quote shop is doing them. They will have a booth at the festival. Okay. I shall check them out. I'm thinking of looking for that pattern. I think it would be a search, but loving how it's coming out. Sandy, you might be able to find it on Amazon. If not, try checking Etsy or try even eBay. Well, of course, kind of play it by ear on eBay or on those other sites. But I got my copy of the pattern. I know Soya does not have this anymore. It was kind of a, well, I think they just sold out of it, and I don't know if they're in print anymore. But yeah, I would try checking Amazon or eBay, maybe even Facebook Marketplace. Try and find somebody that, or maybe a used copy. But it is quite a challenge. I mean, for some people, they found it very easy. Others have said that they have not been able to find it. So the tiny squares you are sewing, part of the butterfly or a leader and ender project. They're a leader and ender project, Yvonne. Nope, it's doing it again. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry about that, Deb. It's me sewing, or it's the I have to just sew slowly. I can't do pedal to the metal on this when I'm live. Okay, so all of this gets sewn together, so I can start with this. Whoop, yep, yep. I will put that there for now, and this goes with this. So this was like that. Yeah. This. Yeah, so, okay. Have to double check. They don't want to be ripping again. Okay, I'm just gonna get this open so I can press it. There we go. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back. No, I can actually sew this block to it because I think this goes next to it. Yep. This quilt is not difficult to do. There's just a ton of different pieces, or, well, there's just a ton of pieces and a ton of blocks to do. The piecing can be quite small. I mean, you are talking about maybe like a 2.5 inch finished block in some cases, but you know, for the most part, it's not anything crazy, or except for the big circles there and here. This is about the most difficult block, but if you've done a drunkard's path, or if you're comfortable with doing circles, this whole quilt is not going to be a problem for you. There is quite a bit of fabric involved, and different fabric involved. I think I did, gosh, what, 45 fat quarters of different shades of whatever. And you do have to make a number of different blocks, but again, these blocks are not, they're strips, they're triangles or half square triangles and squares, basically. So nothing overly complicated. Well, again, with the exception of the circle. So this goes like that. Kat is asking what color is the background. It's hard to tell from the video. It's a light gray, and it has like polka dots of white, so it kind of looks like snow. Hang on, let me see if I got the packaging. Yep, I do. Here it is. So it's the Waverly Collection. I got it at Walmart in a 1-yard cut. I think they also do have a 3-yard cut of it. Thus far, for the entire background, I've used just about 2 yards of it. So, but yeah, it is kind of a gray with white dots on there. I know when it's on the design wall. Because I have white batting, it just kind of blends in so in there. But yeah, hopefully I kind of liked it because it wasn't just a white background. I wanted something that wasn't overpowering, but not just a plain white. I'm trying to expand my background horizon on that. If that's a term. I say it is a term, so it is. Okay. So there's that. I can sew this onto the bottom. And my flying geese is a little jankety, but I'll make it work. This is a make it work moment, and I even don't really have this in the right color orientation, but again, we will make it work. So I'm just gonna finish this one section and we will call it a live because we've been on here for over an hour and a half. So again, for those of you that came in late, we are having our monthly Zoom call tomorrow, October 3rd. No, today's the 3rd, October 4th. If you want in on that, you can send me an email at treasureheartcreations@gmail.com. Let me call up the email there. And it's not too late. I mean, just make sure you send me the email and I will try and get it to you before the start of the meeting tomorrow. And it's always fun when we have time to sew and sit and chat with each other. I've gotten to know these ladies really well over the year. And we're always giving each other quilting advice, asking for opinions on what fabrics to go where, and having some very wild discussions. So, okay. I should mention that yes, if you are interested, I'm gonna actually put a video out about this specific project, but I did mention this a few lives ago that I am gonna be putting a quilt together for, I'm calling it Mom's Project. Haven't quite yet settled on what the design of it will be, but if you guys are interested or maybe just kind of want to be involved, just be on the lookout for a video. I'm gonna try and get it out by Monday morning. So, but before I make a final decision on the actual quilt design, I'm gonna confer with the Zoom council tomorrow morning and see what they think. So, but yeah, I did talk about doing a special quilt for Mom because she was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. In fact, I have to call her after this live to see what the doctor told her treatment plan is going to be. So, but people have been emailing me a lot of suggestions, a lot of great suggestions. So I am taking that into consideration. And, well, again, after tomorrow's Zoom council meeting, no, it's not really a council meeting. I'm just calling it that. But after conferring with the ladies tomorrow, I'll have a final design. So if you want to participate in on it, well, just be on the lookout for that video. And I promise it'll be something very simple. Ooh, I barely caught the seam there. Okay, so if that's the case, then I'm just going to press this over. And ironically, this month is breast cancer month, so I found it kind of ironic that she would be diagnosed with breast cancer so soon, or so close to breast cancer month, breast cancer awareness month. So. Oh, Sandy, did you find it? What are you going to do with the quilt when done? Donna's asking. Good question. I think I might just be holding on to it or use it as a very gigantic wall hanging. Or, I don't know, I might just actually use it as a throw quilt. And I really should do this later, but once you start, I'm just trying to spin the seam here. Okay. And I can press this. Okay. And then the final block to all of this. Oh, I know why I was doing that, because I wanted to, I'll just scrap. Okay. There. And the final block to the row is this green and yellow. Is it shaking? Not so much. Grab that and grab a purple. Okay. Let's see. switch cameras. There's the whole row. And it goes here. Now, I know you can't see it because I know this far corner is not in view, but you get the idea because you can kind of see this is that same row, although I didn't put this one together. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it a live. Oh, yep, Sandy found the pattern on Amazon. Well, hey, congratulations. Okay, so I wish I could, but no camera on computer. Misty, you can actually join on your phone if you want to join. Just look online on YouTube for Zoom tutorials. They'll tell you how to set up your account and how to join the meeting. So that's an option. Sorry to hear that, Eric. Well, thank you, Mala. Whoops. Sorry, the chat kind of jumped on me. Looking forward to hearing about these deets. Okay, thank you, Kat. Yes, you found the pattern on Amazon. Okay, so I know some independent sellers of Amazon still have copies of, well, sorry, I forgot the, they still have copies of the pattern. So if by watching me, well, it started out with me and Tiffany. Now Tiffany's kind of done with her quilt top, so it's just me now. But if by watching the two of us or watching this whole series of lives, you're interested in picking up the pattern, well, again, you kind of saw what we did. The pattern, each of the blocks, they're not crazy. Well, with the exception of these round circles, but you know, just work your way through it and just take it slowly. Not impossible to do. I will say though, there is a lot of blocks, and some of these blocks are tiny. I mean, we're talking 2.5 inch or 2 inches finished, but you know, it's manageable. So with that, I want to say thank you guys for joining me here tonight. I know it's late for some of you, but it is a Friday. Friday. Keep it. It's a showpiece for sure. Oh, thank you, Donna. Actually, I had a brief thought that maybe I would give this quote to Mom. But I kind of want to keep it for myself. So, yeah. Let your mom know we are praying for her. Oh, thank you, Denise. I'm sure she will be certainly happy about that and appreciative of it. So, all right, guys. Thank you again for joining me here tonight. I know this was kind of an unannounced live, but I certainly appreciate you guys joining me, keeping me here company, and hope you guys had a good time, or maybe I kept you guys company too while you were sewing on your projects. Yeah. Zoom tomorrow. See those of you, or see you on Zoom for those of you that are joining. If not, well, I will see you. I will definitely be making an effort to be on again on Wednesday. So until then, let's all get out there. Let's all create something. So bye for now.